Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about knights. Aryel is my black-white tribal knight deck. It kind of seems fitting. He's a 4-mana 4/4 vigilant knight, which is not bad to begin with. And he makes more knights, and then he sends the knights out to go kill somebody. So that's what I did. I guess first we probably need to go through the knights. Um, Started with the classic, of course, the White Knight and his mirror image, the Black Knight. Then we go to Ice Age for the Order of the White Shield and his mirror image, Knight of Stromgold. There's a long history of mirror image knights, pro black, pro white. Even to, as of today, they kept it up with Knight of Grace in Dominaria and Knight of Malice. Now, even in Tempest, of course, Knight of Dawn, which is absolutely no. Let's see if we can get this a little closer here. Knight of Dawn, there's been many, many games I have lost to this card. It is so good. Now, its mirror image, Knight of Dusk, also, pretty good because if you're not swinging with it unless you've got the 2 mana to spend, because whatever they block is going to insta die before combat. So, and then they kind of put it all together in one great big Steel Moon Cavalier. Buddy of mine, Spike, this is one of his favorite cards. Has been since the day he opened it at my shop. But anyway, we'll just take a trip through, of course, Knight Exemplar. Going to make all your other knights indestructible. We're just going to go through some random knights here. Most of these are white because, white does have a little tendency to have more knights than black. White Shield Crusader. The Daring Skyjack. Sigil Paladin brings, Exalted to the table. Knight of the White Orchid is some ramp. Blood Curse Knight. I tried to use as many multicolored black-white knights as possible. The Doughty Mercenary. Now, a knight with shadow and expensive breathing. It's not great, but it ain't bad either. He's getting in there. Had to throw Sacred Knight in there just because it's, portal, and it's not exactly protection, but I like the way intercepted means blocked. Portal was weird. We have, speaking of the 2-color knights, Knights of the Black Rose. So, we're totally going to have a Monarch token floating around. Riders of Gavany. Now, granted, this is not a creature type that you're going to choose yours, but Vona, it's not bad because, we don't have a ton of lifelink, but it is a little prevalent. But just her by herself is not bad. Legion Lieutenant kind of works with her. It is a knight. It's black and white. It's not like the vampires are going to be, are obviously a huge theme here, but eh. Now let's get into Dominaria. Danitha. Why not? The Benlish Marshal is a knight. Cabal Paladin is a knight. The Pride of Femarith. Arvad the Cursed. Have I done Arvad yet? No, not yet. He's still on the to-do list. Well, that's going to be really specific. Black-white legendary creatures. Josu. Baby brother is a knight. And he brings the boys to the yard. I'm telling you what. 8 2/2s. Of course, we have Dauntless Bodyguard to protect our general a little bit. Then I got a couple more here that are older. Knight of Atonement. Kabira Vindicator. And Knight of Obligation. That's my creature base. Now, how we play these, they're not, the deck's not incredibly expensive. I mean, I am running a pair of the diamonds, a signet, and a clue stone. That's pretty much it for the color fixing / ramp, because let's face it, I mean, most of our stuff is costing between 2 and 4. So um, then we've got, let's go through tribal stuff. Now, I want to talk first about Herald's Horn. I do apologize. I'll read this to you. As Herald Horn enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less, so I guess this could be considered ramp. And then, at the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. So it lets you play your knights. Now, granted, it costs 3. Most of your knights are a little under that. But it does give you some kind of benefit there and a little card draw, maybe. Call the Cavalry. Here is the world that we're living in Dominaria. All right? We have a 4-mana sorcery that creates 2/2 white knights with vigilance. Now, it was just a matter of 5 years ago we had the exact same card for 1 more mana. That's how you can tell it's being pushed. We have Mirror of the Forebears. Obviously, we're choosing knights. Now, more than likely what this is going to is that Knight Exemplar, we're going to make another copy of it so that they make each other indestructible and what have you. Now, I have a Jousting Lance in there. Not that it's, I mean, it's knightly. It's, hello, it's a lance. But, yeah, it is the only equipment in there. Knights are really good to strap up with equipment. But it seems like with our general's ability, it counts the number of knights. It doesn't count the power of the knights. So, yeah, Swords of something something and, Knight Voltron is probably pretty good, but I got the Lance in there just because it's a lance. Now, couldn't do it without History of Benalia because it's a beaten and a half. Now, in EDH, it's not as big of a beaten because we have a whole bunch of players that we got to kill, but this, when this goes off on 3, man, it's as close to an overrun as white gets. Now, Radiant Destiny, obviously, we're going to choose knights, and, it ain't hard to get the City's Blessing in our format. So, Righteous Confluence. I love the fact that you can, choose the same mode more than once, but I don't think I have ever cast this to gain life. I mean, 5 mana, 15 life is, I don't know. I guess that's, but I've never done it. I've never even chosen it. It's generally, I think every time I've ever cast this, I've exiled 3 enchantments. Coordinated Barrage. White stuff that says choose creature type is pretty good. Now, let's look at some removal here a little bit. Of course, I'm going to have that disenchant to solve problems. Seal Away is too good not to play. I mean, Flash, I need to revisit all my Enchantress style decks because this is just amazing. Of course, we have the Doom Blade, Murder, Cast Down. We're going to Walk the Plank. Love that full art Walk the Plank. Let's see if we can't get this up. The cards are stacking up in the... We have Vraska's Contempt. Love the ability to hit that walker. Prison Term. I think one of the very first Unmake. Unmake was ridiculous when Eventide was printed because, man, it was, no questions asked. Exile target creature, which is what it would say now. And I'm really, really wanting a reprint of this in some kind of something to where there's no flavor text and it just has those 3 words. 3-word text boxes are amazing. I love them. And then, of course, we have Profane Procession. Now, Profane Possession, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to have to flip this around to look at the other side. Yep, it's pretty decent. It was Orzhov. It fit the theme. And it's repeatable creature removal. Exile. So that's really good to get around some graveyard shenanigans. Now, I am running Final Parting as my tutor. Staff of Nim as my card. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of card draw, a whole lot of tutor. Soul Ring would be nice. Demonic Tutor would be nice. All that stuff. Face Reward. We're playing a creature deck, so this is kind of what, we need to have that face reward to make sure that we have something against getting just clean blown out. Obsidian's Aid's another one's going to help us get something back. Marshall's Anthem's going to help us get probably a couple of things back. I generally, your mileage may vary on this, but I generally get 2. You're paying 8 mana, so to reanimate 2 things. That, in and of itself, you're playing Zombify twice. And granted, they're going to get +1, so late game, you're probably more. And my last card, of course, is Endure. This just, because there's so many of those Blasphemous Act type things and damage to all creatures, Pyroclasm is, because not all your knights have Pro Red. Very few, actually. But Endure, it is kind of expensive at a 5-mana instant slot, but it does, it does a cool thing there. Prevent all damage to you and your dudes. So, and walkers if, you happen to be playing walkers. But that is what I have got for Tribal Knights. I do appreciate y'all watching. Once again, the deck list is on tappedout.com under the same name as the video here. I'm trying to keep that up, trying to do that going forward. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.